Hello. The embattled former Commander Intelligence Response Team, Abba Kyari, has rejected food offered him by the Nigerian Correctional Center service after being remanded in prison custody on Monday. Recall that the embattled DCP had filed a bail application which was rejected by the courts. Thank you very much for joining us. Just bringing you an update as to how, disgraced Supercore is faring in prison. Well, my name is Olukunle Abraham. Now, the suspended Deputy Commissioner of Police, it was learned, opted for the food prepared by his wife or other family members. Well, I don't know how that is possible. If that were possible, then everybody should be going to their house. Then, if everybody in prison can eat the food, they should be eating the food from their family members. Kyari, who is under prosecution for drug trafficking alongside 4 other policemen, was denied bail by the Federal High Court sitting in Abuja. The Nigerian National Drug Law Enforcement Agency in the charge had before the court accused Kyari and the other four officers of conspiracy, obstruction, and dealing in cocaine worth 17.55 kg. The trial judge, Justice Emeka Nweke, ordered the drug agency to transfer the defendant to prison custody shortly after he denied them bail, because even the NDLA had earlier mentioned that they are finding it difficult to curtail them in their facility, so they will not be able to keep them any further. So yes, the Kyari had actually begged the court not to take him to prison, but I don't know why. Maybe one of the reasons is that what goes around is already coming around. He's sure he's going to meet people there. And interestingly, the inmates are excited at his presence. Inmates at the prison are excited at the IRT boss presence in their facility. They're excited. One of the reasons they could be excited is that what goes around comes around. And we recall that he was accused of using his position then to even throw people into prison. To get people just locked up for no reason. Now the ball is now in his court. And so he's meeting, probably meeting some of the people that he even put there. There. Well, the court held that the NDLA placed sufficient material before it to warrant the refusal of bail to Kyari and his co-defendant Sunday Hubua, Simon Agragba, and John Nuhu, who are former IRT members. Findings on Wednesday show that Kyari and his co-defendants have been sitting or settling down in the custodian center, but sources said the DCP has largely kept to himself since his arrival on Monday. Well, feeling bad or what? Our correspondent gathered that Kyari's presence has generated some excitement among the inmates, some of who were investigated for various crimes by the IRT under the DCP. That makes it very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. We just all need to be very, very careful. Very, very, very careful. Very, very careful. The person where they use sword, they kill people. You just kill them. Just use sword, kill everybody. Just use sword, kill anybody. Just use sword, kill anybody. If that person, if they take knife, pass in front, he go shiver. An officer stated, "We suspected that he may not eat the food being served here, so we were not surprised when he opted for the food prepared by his wife or family members. His presence has, however, generated excitement in the facility. Many inmates who had had some encounter with him and others who heard about his ongoing trials have been discussing the fact that a senior policeman like him was remanded in Kuje, where some individuals he investigated are also serving time." The NCOS spokesman Francis Enoboro said inmates facing persecution had the right to eat food prepared by their family members, noting that they are free to provide their food by themselves. He stated, "Our law allows us to request any inmate who wishes to do self-feeding to apply through a formal application to the officer in charge of the custodian center. Subject to the approval of the official in charge, the applicants will make arrangements with whoever he wishes to bring food for him." I know they taste and they check those foods properly to be sure that nothing is hidden inside the food. The caveat is that if the person fails to bring food, he will not be fed from the service kitchen. Again, whoever is bringing his food, it is compulsory the person tastes the food in the presence of the officer conducting the visits to ensure that the food is wholesome before passing it over to the inmates. Enoboro explained that no alcohol, drink, or cigarette are allowed in the correctional center, adding that 12 officers were facing sanctions for breaching the law on trafficking of illegal materials into the facility. No alcohol, drink, or cigarette is allowed in the facility. Wherever you find or found them in the yard, they are a product of trafficking, and we deal seriously with such issues. Well, there is no long list before me now of officers to be dismissed for trafficking. There is a long list before me now of officers to be dismissed for trafficking. 5 will be dismissed, while 7 others will be reduced in rank, he said. Well, that is it from I didn't go there, na report, and God no go let me go there. You said no go there. It could just make we all of us they behave ourselves. Now report where we hear from that side say, Oga Kyari no one chop food where you don't put people there, say make them they chop. May we just be careful for this life, you know. Agogo tolu mejila ombo walukan, you know. So that's my singer. If you get it, get it. If you don't get it, then forget about it, because I cannot begin to interpret that way. Thank you very much for joining us. This is Serious Matters on ONIF TV, and so please do share this video with others and drop your comments.